Idgaf. Idgaf. I've been idgaffing a lot recently, which has like really been working out for me. I mean, plus like a bunch of other stuff, but I think it's nice to focus on the idgaf of it because like I think a lot of people need to learn to just not gaff as much, like it ain't that serious. Oh, I want to get up there. Mushroom. That's how you get up there. Yeah, it's been a while since. Oh man, it's been a while since I've done a video. I don't really know why that is. I've just been focusing on other things, I guess, which is good. But I wanted to tell you all about the wonders of idgaf. So I don't know, like I think it's a healthy thing to not really gaff as much. Like like I'll be like anxious about something because I think nowadays my main problem might be anxiety. I mean, along with other things, but anxiety's a doozy for me still. So it's good to just think like idgaf, like ugaff. Yeah, I don't know. It's just good to not really gaff as much. I don't know. I've been healthier recently, which has been nice. It's crazy how just like everything that I've been doing has just gone right out of my head, but it's I've been realizing what like is good and bad for me, which sounds weird. Like you think you'd know by the age of 20 what's good and bad. I mean, I do, but it's like coming to terms with things that you do in your day or your lifestyle that's like weird or bad, and just realizing those things, I guess. Like recently, I've been going to bed earlier and sleeping better, which is like, whoa, sleep is crazy good for you. Did you know that? Did any of you know about this, or am I the first one to really clock onto that? Because sleep is awesome. And just kind of learning to enjoy things, I've noticed. Like, if you just kind of try and be excited for something, I realized I can just kind of make myself excited for something like work, for example. Oh, I had a revelation about work as well. I want to quit my job, which is great. I've only been doing it like 5 months now, maybe. I started training in like late July, but I've pretty much hated it ever since I started it. And I have this like goal of what to do later on in that job because you advance to this other thing, but I realized that it would just be the same old things I don't enjoy, but with much more stress. And like I realized other people enjoy going to work. I mean, they've told me that they enjoy going to work, but it was hard to really imagine that. But basically, I have two jobs. I haven't done either one in a while because of this job. Um, but I realized like a 12-hour shift at my current main job is like just the worst. Whereas like a 13, 14 hour shift at my other job is like awesome and I really like it. And then I had a 4-hour shift recently where I was just like, what, like, why am I doing this? Like, it was extremely busy, and I was just like, my employer doesn't care about us, the job, the people we have to deal with, and just everything. It sucks. And such a weight was lifted off me to realize, like, I can just quit and get a different job. I mean, the main concern is like travel and everything to a different job because this job's really close to me, like as close as I'm gonna get. But I had a conversation with my mum where she was like, "Learn to drive, learn to drive, learn to drive," and I was like, Maybe I should learn to drive," because people have been telling me that for a few years. But yeah, and that's pretty good. But I think the start to a lot of this was learning to idgaf. Well, like I would just be I'd be like, oh, I'd be overthinking, but not realizing, like it's just kind of common, and I just be like, man, why do I gaff? Like, why gaff? Like, what? I'm literally just a girl. Like, why gaff? Literally, why gaff? And I encourage all of you to do it. Of course, not with like everything. Like some things you should gaff about, but things where like that you're stressing about or stuff like that. Just think. Just like take a break and you could think, why gaff? Why am I gaffing? Literally, it gaff. It's funny because this all started when I was when I was watching a Fireball Friday episode, and I think they mentioned like idgaf or something. Or, like it was like a bit where they just keep being like idgaf, and I was like, oh, that's really funny. And usually with like things like that that I find funny, it'll take me like a week or a few days or something to be like, oh, I'm gonna start saying that. So I guess it took me a while to start saying it, but I do it like in my inner monologue, and I don't know. I just realized it makes everything better. I don't really know like how to because I can't remember what cases I've done this with, but therapy also helps. I'll give it that because it helps you realize, I guess, why some things are good and why some things are bad. But in like, I don't know, it helps you break a cycle, I guess. I don't know, it's weird to term all this stuff. I've all written down, but that's the whole thing. I like to do these things just off the top of the dome. Yeah, being healthy is just it makes you feel great. Like I started exercising again recently. I've always been on and off with exercising, but I want to be more determined this time. And I get encouraged by watching videos by like lean beef patty and stuff like that because I'm like, yes, girl. Uh. Um, and it's just like it's just nice to be healthier. It's just weird. Like it's crazy how like your entire life everyone tells you, "Oh, be healthy, sleep enough, don't spend your entire life inside," and then you finally like listen to that and you're like, whoa, did anyone know about this? Like, isn't that kind of crazy? I mean, I always like, I don't know, I've always tuned into that stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm going through a lot of changes at the moment. Like at the moment, I'm going through a bit where everything smells horrible. Feels like I'm pregnant or something. Like I'm sensitive to smell. Like the last couple of days, my like, gag reflex was just permanently activated. And I was like, oh, cool, that's nice. Yeah, I don't know. Just like do things that you want to do. Like I realized I've been stuck in this cycle for a long time. Well, like my almost like my default state will be like watching YouTube or something, and it's just like it's like scrolling almost. You just get stuck in a cycle of it. Because I've been like stopping scrolling, or like I only really do it maybe a little bit in the morning, a little bit at night. But that's kind of changed. I started watching House at night and kind of in the morning too. That's been crazy for me. That's been crazy good. Right, short form content is the worst thing ever. Like literally, I want to do a whole yap sesh on that, but just don't do that. It just like it sets the precedent that everything else is easy to get that happiness and satisfaction from, when really you're not getting happiness or satisfaction from scrolling. You're just being satisfied for the meantime. But then you realize you've been doing it for 30 minutes. Like think about what else you could do in 30 minutes. You could have made a meal in 30 minutes. You could have went on a walk. You could have done so many other things. But then you start to think, well, I'm tired, so this is good that I can just take a break and do this. But once I stop scrolling, I stopped having those tired bits as much. Like it makes everything else worse. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say, but my I don't know. I think something good to take away from this is to like if you feel like as if you're stuck in doing something, just kind of break yourself out of that. Maybe just like take a step outside. Recently, I've been like sitting outside for a little bit in the mornings. It's really nice actually. Soak up that vitamin D. Just like be healthy, but look into how to be healthy. And even if you don't think it'll work, just do it because it makes you feel great. I mean, I'm still a bit of a hypocrite in that. It's a journey. It's okay if you're not great at it at the start. It's a journey where you'll be worse at it and you'll be better and so on and so on and such forthly. But if there's anything you should take away from this, it's to really take care of yourself and just do whatever you want. Do what will make you happy. Make plans for the next day. That's a big one because I'm always like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. But then like, it gets to night time and I'm tired, so I'm like, oh, I'll just go to bed and I'll do it in the morning. And then I don't. So make plans for tomorrow. And if you hate your job, quit your job because it will make you feel so much worse. Um, so be silly. Stay yourself. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise.